How to become fluent in words of affirmation, love language. King Solomon, author of the ancient Hebrew wisdom literature, wrote the tongue has the power of life and death. We can tell ourselves that Solomon was laying it on a line thick when he coined that phrase. But if you've ever received an especially good review from a boss, you know how the tongue can add a little life to your step. Likewise, if you've ever been royally chewed out by a coach on the sidelines, you know what it is to die 1,000 deaths in front of a home crowd. Words can pack a punch. If the movies have taught us anything, it is that the right words spoken at the right time by the right person can inspire people to do the unlikely, the improbable, and in some cases, the near impossible. Think Rocky 2. When Adrian from her hospital bed says, "There's one thing I want you to do for me." Think Rudy when fu- Fortune verbal kick in the pants. You're 5 feet nothing and of a hundred and nothing, and you got hardly a speak of athletic ability, and you hung in with the best college football team in the land for 2 years. In this lifetime, you don't have to prove nothing to nobody yourself. Stop Stops Rudy from quitting the team. Think Hoiser. When Coach Dale short motivational speech, forget about the crowd, the size of the school, their fancy uniforms, and remember what you got here. If you put your effort and concentration into playing to your potential to be the best that you can be, I don't care what the scoreboard says in the end of the game. In the book, we're gonna be winners. Set the stage for the greatest of Indiana basketball. It's this potential for good, the power of language to inspire, encourage, and build up. That makes words of affirmation such a verbal tool on your moral workbench. Putting in the good word. Mark Twain once said, "I can live for 2 months on a couple on spoken like a true words of affirmation guy." Has admission get to the heart of this love language for someone whose primary manner of receiving love is words of affirmation? Compliments and encouragement aren't just nice gestures or polite conversation techniques. They're nourishment. That person doesn't just hear this, "Well done. You look incredible in that dress." She also hears this, "You have value. I love you. You make a difference." Shoot. Damn it. Sorry, I dropped the book and then the page fell out. real power of words lies in their ability to fill people's love task. If your wife primary love language is words of affirmation, that power is at your fingertips, specifically at the tip of your tongue. How you feel about wielding that power will depend on your own primary love language. If you're the strong silent type, a guy who generally prefers to let his actions do the talking for him, I think that's mine. Learning to communicate through words of affirmation may prove to be a challenge. It is. Then again, if you were the kind of guy who backs down from a challenge, especially where it concerns the love of your life, you probably wouldn't be reading this book. You can become fluent in the words of affirmation. Here are some tips to get yours started.